Alright. Interesting distinctive delay because, well, consecutive all-nighters with a person that you may come to know in due time, but not terribly long from now. Doesn't have long it takes me to finish this. The original series up. Yeah, and the thing is, like, I've had plenty of spare time. I just haven't had a break away from playing all night long with this particular person to record. I've just been, it's almost like you're out partying every night, so you can't go into work the next day and you call in sick, except for I'm not getting paid for either thing. Anyway, so have the measuring contest between the alien, the random human, and the 3 mutant teenagers. They're not toddlers anymore. Technically, they never really were. They're always 5 years old. Apparently from birth, because that's how aging works. And then they remain 5 years old for, 10 years. If you want to count that weird special they had in 2014, 16 years, but I don't, because that was terrible and the animation was bizarre and almost hard to look at. It wasn't bad to look at, it just didn't fit for a kid's show, and that's kind of why they didn't do anything with it, and I'm kind of glad for that. Somehow it got its own game, because I thought they'd revitalize the, desire in the show, and it got, a Steam release game, but that game has since been lost to time, and kind of unfortunate because it seems like that game is probably better than both that special and the 2016 reboot combined, but I digress. So we're back finally with Universe Zero. Sort of running on empty. I've been awake for 16 hours, and I've only slept for 8 because that's how math works. Headlights. No headlights. Headlights. Look at how the starting grid ends up. Well, Buttercup's got not great. Now, Burns the favorite to pull away in this one unless he messes up, but he does have his main opponents, all 3 of them other than Buttercup, right on his tail. Ready to pounce if he doesn't get the best jump off the line. I do not want to drive, thank you. Prepare to drive. Instead of prepare to die. Prepare to die. Prepare to die. Prepare to die. Well, Bubbles thought about it. 4 wide. Really? 3 wide with Danny and Burn of all people really doesn't work. Oh, that's not the road. Wait to say I'm in 3rd. I'm not even on the track. How could I possibly be in 3rd game? Come on now. I forgot Captain Falcon was even in this championship. He's not doing well in it, but he's in it. As he's in absolutely dead last. Vert trying to make his way up the field. And who I originally thought was the worst car here. Well, it is Vert we are talking about. He thrives when I say that. Or anyone says that. Oh, hi Sonic, how are you? Hi Sonic, how are you? Well, okay. A little bit more aggressive than we usually see out of Sonic. In anything for that matter, let alone in a race. Maybe he's tired of putting forth the effort. Because he knows he can just outrun everybody if he were on foot, but he just isn't. Well, Burns basically won the race. I think it's just down to can Blossom and Bubbles get to 2nd and 3rd, which I think. I hope. Maybe not like that, they won't. take the wide chicane, but we only do the GP course, not the full version, obviously. We ain't got all day. I'm recording this at 8 in the morning, as opposed to the usual, like, beyond midnight timing. Which, honestly, anywhere from 8 to 8 to me is night, or really my day, but, as is generally the time frame when I am always awake. More accurately, it'd actually be 6 to 6. Would be like the bare minimalistic term. But that's like at the earliest 6 to 6. And Sonic has been pushy. He'll force his way around Alex as well. And Bubbles just screams around that. Now that is not to be easily silenced in any shape or form. But, yeah. That will definitely do it. Next is next T3, yes. Next T3. No. Also will follow suit. Well, this is cute and all, but Burn is basically already at the next race. I like how it didn't work on Danny, and yet it almost worked, and possibly still will work on XT3. You know, the one in the better car. And looking at that, not the one with the better driver. Sonic has now made his way around number 1. And that has crashed. Crashed? Crashed. It's a D, not a T. What did that do? 2i with Blossom, trying to regain the position, nicks the inside barrier, and is now backwards. Blocking off a few cars. Specifically Alex, Sonic, and Danny. Vert found his way around. Carbon and Buttercup will probably do the same thing. No, Buttercup at the very least will do the same thing. Carbon took his time, but I think he will be around, yep. And that is not realizing that he cannot go forward. Buddy, you need to reverse. And Sonic is now trying to put himself under Danny's car. This is a family show, Sonic. Come on. Sonic. And now Danny is retired, and now you are retired, but Alex persists. For whatever that's worth at this point. Absolutely gall? Yeah, that's what this is worth at this point. Because 12th is no points, nor is anyone else near you. You would have to gain 14 seconds to catch a points-paying position in Captain Falcon. I doubt it. You're Alex, but you're not that good. You're not not in 3 laps. Maybe by, you know, maybe in a 20-lap race. Maybe. Not in 3. Meanwhile, in the next county, as Burn is like 3 whole corners ahead of Bubbles, she has to gain like probably I think 8 seconds on Burn. And again, 2 laps basically. I doubt it. Unless your 570S suddenly just transforms into like an F12 Tomahawk, which I don't think this is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. It's definitely not Extreme Racing. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Alternatively, not Rocket League either, because McLarens are on that now, for whatever reason. I don't understand why McLaren suddenly decided this is the thing we should do. Even though the game is well past its booming phase of late 2016, it's now, 2019. Yeah, like, we'll just put our car in there. We had Mercedes in Mario Kart 8, why not just put McLarens in a soccer game? Sure. We're just full of great ideas of that meeting, weren't we? And Buttercup looking at Vert, but Vert was very adamant in the middle lane of the three, I guess, like, imaginary lanes that aren't painted. And therefore Buttercup can't really do anything about that unless she's just gonna go through him, which I don't think that'll work. Unless you grab the Boo power-up, which this isn't Mario Kart 64. Or 8 for that matter. See, now, so actually me driving, I would have just let her by. But it's not actually me driving, obviously, so I'm going to be obnoxious about it for about 12 seconds and then get left in the dust. And I will hold on to 4th place because I can't physically get any higher, and XC3 isn't even faster than me anyway. He's not even faster than me anyways, so he can't even catch me. Buttercup's still there. I would tend to assume she can make it work before the end of the race. She's got an entire lap to make this stick on him. The Nissan isn't exactly a slug, but it's not also really, optimal. And, well, I don't know if I would have chosen here. And technically, I guess she didn't either. You're better off just hoping this time he doesn't just park his behind in the middle of the lane, or middle of the track. Why do I keep saying lane? It's a track. We're on a highway, we're on a race course. Well, I guess there's not really much he can do about that anyway. I hadn't noticed Carbon was that close to him. Running faster laps than Buttercup somehow. Traffic not helping, I imagine, Vert being in the way. Vert being in the way, impeding her lap times, I don't think that helped any. You can just about make out Burn in the distance there. Bubbles is running faster laps than Burn, or at least the last lap was better. However, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter, considering we have an entire minute left of racing to go. And if your last lap was only 8/10 faster, that ain't gonna get you squat. And Burn will continue to extend his points deficit to probably over 10 points now, at least. I don't remember the exact points, I just know Burn had considerably more than the Powerpuff Girls did, and then Alex had like 10 less than Buttercup did. So what did that sign say? That's what Carbon got around Bert in that somewhere. DRS? What? What? So DRS is a thing in Formula 1 cars. I don't know if you could probably look it up if you're really that curious. Basically, you push a button and it moves the rear wing to a different position, which reduces the drag. DRS stands for drag reduction system. Reduces the drag on your car, and therefore makes, like, I guess basically it's a go fast button. It's like mechanical nitrous that doesn't damage the engine. And usually there are DRS boards posted to mark kind of the start of the DRS zone where you can activate it legally. F1 never raced at that track in the period of time where that was a thing, because that was a thing like 2015, 20, I don't know. Regardless, they didn't use Nürburgring anywhere soon enough during a time when DRS is the thing. I think they started in 2013. Last time they used Nürburgring was 2009. Then they spent 3 years doing the European Grand Prix in Valencia, Spain, and that track was a wash. And then the year after that track was removed from the calendar, DRS becomes a thing, and the racing gets less interesting, not more interesting. Might actually been 2014 as well, and that would also definitely explain because it got even less interesting in 2014 because, you know, sure enough, a very famous team with a lot of money would be able to make a good car. And for the last 5 seasons, Mercedes have basically made F1 a snore festival. They tried in 2018, but the lead Ferrari driver cracks under pressure like an egg. And they're going to try again this year. Now with 2 headstrong drivers rather than 1. And I doubt it's going to go any better, personally. Also, makings for a great battle here. We had, Buttercup and then Burn and Bubbles for the last row. Except for Blossom starts in second. Having too much fun with that, another notice there. Ironically enough, she won't even lead off the getaway. Vert will, because his car is all-wheel drive. Blossom will most likely rectify this, but maybe not even. I don't really know. Maybe not. Bubbles just has to sit and wait. Buttercup also can't really move around the outside there, but she can just use her acceleration powers to speed around him after the turn. Or just denied Buttercup from going anywhere. As well as Danny back into position. These two are going too wide once again. Blossom coming out much closer than before. All the while, Sonic is quickly gaining onto these two, and things go horribly wrong. He may become, to the victor go the spoils position here. I doubt it'll go that wrong to where Sonic passes both cars, but weirder things have happened. Yeah, those are DRS boards because F1 still races here. That makes sense. F1 still races here, and I can't even imagine a timeline where they don't. Now let's move into 4th. Buttercup's already in 10th, with Burn 12th behind me, and Bubbles having only passed that since the start of the race. Working on Danny, but so far to no avail. Well, I mean, when you do that to him, yeah, but I don't think that's the person you want to do that to. You will feel the wrath of the not Phantom. You will feel justice. but you'd think you'd be familiar with that concept of justice, but apparently not, so I guess Danny will just have to teach you. It seems I will have to teach you how to be villains. Why did that pop in my head? Well, Burn just teleports into the next position. Cripes, Bubbles. You're gonna make that move. This sticks. It does not. The outside there is a death sentence. Oh jeez, how did you... Sonic? What is your malfunction? I know you did it, because your car is damaged. You've been caught yellow bumpered / red-handed. But you're wearing gloves. Yes, that'll break because Alex is there, and punch! And he instantly recovers, pushing Vert aside and using Vert to block Alex from going anywhere. I saw caution flags. Doesn't really make anything majors happen though. Bubbles stuck behind number 1 in Burns' top speed measurement, but I don't know why my brain just froze on that part of the sentence. It wasn't exactly hard to say those words. Bubbles just announces her intentions and Bulb does them. No shit. Oh, bye, Captain. Bye, Captain. Oh, hi, Burn. This is like McLaren's Bizarre Adventure over here, to be continued. Yeah, well, surprisingly, Burn managed to not hit XC3 when that's the one that I figured he would have hit. And Bubbles just effortlessly speeds by. Blue Streak speeds by. Different 90s character. I feel like I'm some call me Johnny all of a sudden. Buttercup already into 5th, leaving Burn and her other sister in the dust. Burn actually about to get passed by Bubbles because Captain Falcon just put himself directly in the way. Are you really gonna waste your time with that braking maneuver, Captain? Well, she would have had the pass, but Falcon decided, no, I have the speed. No, you don't. And now you're just gonna block her off. And Falcon just playing favorites at this point. Which you would think his favorites would not be the alien, given he's from space. Very blue collection of cars, and now they all could have gained on Burn there, but you know, Falcon just had to sit in the way. Vertica boarding the 3rd, she made passes on both Vert and Alex. To make those passes in that period of time, it's either caught them fighting each other or caught them paying no attention to you. It is a decent way to Sonic. I don't think it's ungappable in 2 laps, but it's going to be interesting to see. Actually, 3 goes for Falcon now. Falcon does have the small advantage of handling. And I say small not because it's a small difference, it's just small because it doesn't matter so much at Monza compared to other tracks where handling alone can win you a race. Yeah, it's 3 seconds to Sonic from Buttercup. Her lap times are like a second and a half or so faster than Sonic's. So mathematically, it's plausible. Will what actually happen? I mean, we'll just have to see. I can't predict the future yet. Bubbles using the entire road. We have a righteous throwdown happening here. Bye-bye, Alex. Will Bert submit in time, though? I don't think he will. Bubble's not close enough to do anything either. Can't capitalize on anything happening up there from this distance. Now she can, but at this point, I don't think there's anything else that's going to happen. Buttercup is not ate into that gap the way she wants to. I don't think she can get it now. Sonic speed. For defends. How well? Well enough. Alex also comes back, and you really do not want the outside of that turn at all. It just doesn't work. Burn not in a position to pass Vert. I stand corrected. I don't think he can make it stick though either. If Bubbles couldn't do it on Alex, he probably can't do it either. I mean, they've been trying. It's just a matter of this track is just not meant for these AI to pass each other. They're just... It's meant for people to pass each other. Humans. Not AI. Bubbles playing an interesting game here. Trying to put it in Alex's head that she will do it. And Burn just offed himself. Well, I mean, we saw what happened anyway, but it's almost like force of habit at this point to notice a crash and look at the replay, even though we literally just saw what precisely happened. Vert's already braking here, and Burn lets off the brakes. Roughs up Vert. Vert has none of it, and instead Burn is out of the race. And the Pandemonium also allows Bubbles to pass Alex. But more crucially, Burn, in the exact same place that he left XT3 in the first championship, now in the same exact sandpit out of the race, in a more crucial point in time. Blossom will win by a light year. Sonic will claim a mega second place. I guess at the track where it's all about maximum top speed, it doesn't really shock me too much. Buttercup will claim the third podium spot. Vert will barely stay ahead of Bubbles long enough for fourth. One more lap, it definitely would have been almost a Powerpuff Girl podium, but Sonic is there. Alex, while he doesn't gain anything on the Powerpuff in front of him, does gain on the Alien, thus overall closing up the championship. look at the points as we go into the last race of this episode. 4 between Burn and Blossom, and then another 4 between Blossom and Bubbles. However, Buttercup is another 13 back from that, therefore 21 off Burn. And mathematically, no one below 6th place can even win the championship at all, because there's 60 points left on offer. And even if Burn does not score, Sonic is the last remaining driver that can even score enough points to win. And given, I don't think outside of that race where he just took himself out, I don't think he's finished out of the points yet. And I doubt that'll change. Alex could win, but it would take a small miracle for that. As we go now to the road course of the old Monza from math, 50 years ago, 52 in fact, 53, but imagine they're not referring to February, imagine they're referring to like April or May. Regardless, it's 52-ish years old. And, yeah, that's, well, like, almost 3 of my lifetimes. So I'm like 17 and 9/10 years old. I turn 18 in 1 month and 1 day. March 26th, that is. Oh boy. That's what to say to that. So anywho. Headlights. No headlights. Darn it. I already lost control of the headlights. Let's look at the lineup. Well, that'll help Buttercup. Won't help the other 2 girls, though, who start behind Burn. So one should gain big time, at least. Or at least gain a couple of points. Maybe not as many as I would like to think they will gain. Probably at most 5. Maybe 7 points. And that's assuming that they achieve and wins, which, I mean, I would think so. Headlights, no headlights. Headlights, no headlights. Headlights, no headlights. Headlights. HUD. Heads-up display. Yeah, Buttercup is out of here. Sorry, Alex. I don't think you can do anything about that. Burn already off to a fidgeting start. That doesn't make any sense. I even corrected myself and it still didn't make any sense after I said it again. Kind of not going anywhere. Vert makes first blood, or tries. Shadow getting pushy, but makes that move up there on number 1. Somehow he basically just, like, he played dirt. He played a dirt game with number 1 and still took the lead. Or whatever position he was going for. 4th. Yeah, number 1 and 5th will surely put a damper on things for the likes of Burn and Bubbles, who will need to quickly move up the field. And there he goes around XJ3. Nearly smacks into the bridge support. Can't go anywhere because these 2 are too wide, the 2 Lotuses of the series. Bubbles shockingly not in tow. I don't know what happened there. Blossom, sort of. I'm actually going to see what Bubbles has endured that has dealt such damage. She's too wide with her sister, and that's not it. Did I really just yeet around her? No way. Or just like out-braking her, I guess, didn't I? Oh no. No, she doesn't hit the wall. Oh, she does. It's just so minimal that it shouldn't even have done anything at all. But she lost places because of just the Constantina effect of that. She wants mine back. Vert will go for, or get passed by Blossom. Relatively minimal fighting there. Burn is gridlocked amongst many red cars. That somehow gained places on a track that doesn't seem suited for his car at all. I lost many places. What the heck happened to me? Well, other than the top speed of 160 happened to me. This is just chaos. Number one is out of here. The two Powerpuffs here barely remain on the road. Burn sort of just kind of spooks Bubbles if she manages to stay on the road. Number one also, no one's really had a catastrophe yet. Shockingly enough. Also, Alex is really holding on to second place. Like, I think he's not gonna get to Buttercup, but he's definitely trying his best to do so. I don't know how else Alex would ever go on without, you know, giving everything he can. That's not how Alex operates in any other form. That creating a moving gray and red chicane for Bubbles to negotiate. No, white and red rather. Burn maybe he can negotiate it. Even if he can't, he will be able to out of the turn. He can't in the turn. And that thinks he has a clever one on Bubbles, but well, let me tell you, you don't. I will be the first to inform you that you do not. And instead, Burn will just scream past you. That is really ridiculous looking when you compare the slowest vehicle in straight line speed to the fastest. Even Vert will just like just above average speed, just like gone out of here. Sonic not being the factor I thought he would be. Somebody went for a magic carpet ride. I don't know who it was. It didn't do anything. It was XT3. He went for a little bit of an off push. I don't know if Burn pressed against him. I doubt it, but just check anyway because I can. No, Bubbles actually pressurized him into the mistake. Trying to come back at her with too much momentum and went for a Tokyo Drift, but spectacularly kept that on the road at all. Vert will then make the pass. XT3 does more damage to his car. Alex still staying at that just over second margin between himself and Buttercup, but has nowhere near enough top speed to do anything about it. Gets to a marginally higher top speed by the end of a straightaway, but Buttercup has the advantage in handling. And the only, potentially too, has the advantage of being able to reach the same speed or thereabouts with no drafting, which Alex might be getting from back there, but I couldn't tell you 100% for sure. Shadow has hit something. Couldn't tell you what, and I honestly could care less as to what, because I don't think it's very consequential if he's not out of the race. Burns me up in the world. Bubbles right there in tow. I'm not sure how we even got around her in the first place. I mean, I could guess where. Probably into the final corner. If not that, then out of, well, the penultimate corner. Since there aren't very many corners on the track. Bubbles is now stalking Burn. Blossom is on Carbon's doorstep, and with the amount of power she has, in every sense of the word, makes that look easy, because it is. You're on a straightaway. If you mess up passes on a straightaway, you are either not good in a straight line, or not good with basic human functions. Or just not good at racing games. But you're an AI, so you have to be good at the racing game, unless you're the AI of, like, a really badly made racing game, where the AI provide no challenge because they're not properly programmed to function in the game. I can't think of a very prime example off the top of my head. Actually no, I can. Soundtrack Challenge. The AI on that game was pathetic. Carbon kind of gets in Bubbles' way, but at the same time also doesn't really do anything at all. She is a girl on a mission, and the mission is not over there. Carbon, however, is, and he almost had a moment as well. Once again, two Powerpuff Girls share the podium, and one lone driver sits in the way, this time Alex, rather than Sonic. And Sonic in 8th. Which, I mean, he started 12th, he's gained a few places. I don't think he will gain a 5th one on Shadow up there in time. And Shadow is a wee bit of a distance away. Bubbles definitely not able to do anything about Burn from here. And, yeah, it alternates positions for the top 6. Powerpuff, Hot Wheels, Powerpuff, Hot Wheels, Powerpuff, well, Carbon, which I guess technically would not be Hot Wheels, but in the context of not being a cartoon character, is Hot Wheels. So that will basically wrap up this race. I don't even think that leaderboard's any different from what it is now. I'm kind of shocked that I came in 11th, considering I have an abysmal top speed. Much longer, and Danny would have changed that, but he could not do so. At least not in the allotted time frame. Now you'll do it, probably. Or not. And eat my improved handling, loser. And I'll see you later. And then we get to the final episode of Universe Zero. With Zandvoort, or however you pronounce that. And then the long courses of Highlands and Black Cat County for one last time. Also Zandvoort for one last time. But really, are we going to miss that track? I even put it on 4 laps because I don't think we are. And the points have closed up. All the top 4 are within 1 race's worth of points. And now Alex is the only other driver of those, besides those 4, that could win the championship, and that's a very big could, because that would mean limiting Burn to just less than 10 points. So one top 3 finish from him, and Alex, assuming he doesn't win, or no, and Alex, even if he wins, is out. Like, permanently, and just down to Burn versus the Powerpuff Girls. Only 2 points for the win, for between the leaders, though. Rather, not for the win, necessarily. Not yet. Give it 2 more races, and then it'll be for the win. Not a bad run from Shadow, given his first and only Universe Zero championship, and he will get probably top 10 in points, which isn't bad given what his car is, which is the exact same as mine, and I'm right behind him. So he's beating me, who's appeared in every act, with more or less the same car. Yeah, there's a slight difference. I think mine's got slightly better handling, but his is marginally faster in a straight line. Like, when I say marginally, I mean like 2-3 miles an hour top end improvement over my Mercedes. Plus, mine looks better, and mine won in real life most of the time. So, but of course, all that I'm crediting to the car just makes me look like a worse driver. So, I didn't say I was good. I've won a championship, but I put myself in a better car than everyone else. I do believe I won the championship. I don't remember which one it was, though. I could look. Here's the retrospective. Wasn't that one or that? I don't think there's anything around here. It might have been Next Gen, or no, it couldn't have been. That would have been a Powerpuff Girl for sure. Was it here? No, I had the worst car in that. I wasn't there. It might have been here. I don't know. It's over. Let's reset. It was not here. Definitively not here. I had, like, second last in points. It was here in 13 where I won it. In an R8. And I won by a grand total of a singular point over Buttercup. C3 did well in that championship. What did he drive? Oh, Group A. And I didn't run in that, obviously. I'm not a cartoon character. And I don't think I did terribly well in this either. No. I almost definitely did not. No, I barely beat Ryan, and that's it. Wasn't here. And I was not here either. And wasn't there. So I've missed the last three in the cartoon circuit, and that is it. I've hit every other one, and I haven't done very well in any of them. I don't think I've done this one though. I don't think I was part of this, and I don't know if also. Oh no, I was here. Weird. That's actually supposed to be the underused characters. Especially considering some of them criminally underused, like Gearhead and So Fast, you know. Major characters normally, but underused here because their cars don't suit very well here. Heck, neither of them are here in the finale, where, you know, the main characters are along Byrne, Alex, Danny, and XT3, and Bert. Not so much number one, and Carbon is just there early because he's, like, I mean, he's important here, but as a whole, he didn't even appear for the first 4 or 5 acts because of plot. So, I mean, there's a reason why, but anyway, that is the end of this episode. I might do double upload. Most likely, just to get this done with. I don't know if I'll do the retrospective either or after, because my throat is probably not going to survive if I did so. So yeah. Or anything else for that matter, by the sound of it. It's like the 7th time I've yawned in this episode. But I have the energy to finish the championship, so I will do so. And then do the retrospective, ideally later today / tomorrow, however you look at it, because I haven't slept today. But would still technically be Monday when I woke up. And I would probably do it, well, probably before I joined up with the person I've been playing with, because otherwise I would stay with them all night and never get done with. So, you know.